The New Balance Fresh Foam LAV is said to be the ultimate versatility tennis shoe, fitting most foot types and most player game styles. But is this shoe a jack of all trades or just a master of none? Well, let's find out. Hey everybody, it's Zach. Hopefully not your least favorite tennis pro foot doctor. And today we've got the play test and performance review of the New Balance Fresh Foam LAV, as well as the teardown and durability test. We're also, of course, gonna have the serve test, suicide test, and infrared test. Here we go. Now, LAV means lion, which is what Milos Raonic, who these shoes were designed for and designed with, was actually called by his Serbian grandfather. And this shoe is definitely a lion in sheep's clothing, with an ultra breathable 2-layer upper reinforced with rubber along the entire medial and dorsal side of the shoe. Now, this has a cross stitching that it utilizes to keep the upper materials ultra stable, even though it is a hybrid slipper tongue. Now, traditionally, I don't think slipper tongues give you as much stability. However, with the LAVs, with the cross stitching going in through the shoelace line, in through the eyelets, and going all the way to the heel counter, this upper material does give you kind of the best of both worlds, with the glove-like fit of a slipper tongue, which some people like, but that cross stitching gives you the ultimate stability as well. And the breathability of the upper was borne out during the infrared test. The shoes only rose from 77 degrees out of the box to 91 degrees, even though on-court temperature was 88.1 degrees. The Fresh Foam LAVs also have a hybrid heel counter with a traditional inner heel counter made of plastic, as well as this outrigger heel counter that blends right into the midsole. This is going to give you so much stability going side to side, as well as responsiveness in the shoe when trying to take off sprinting. So the midsole is New Balance's proprietary Fresh Foam. Now, on the outside, you see this differing geometry in the heel versus in the forefoot. Now, if you look on the inside of the shoe, it's just all packed foam. So there might be a little bit of marketing out there. However, the foam is ultra responsive. It does deform. However, it does have a great spring back. These shoes are 2 months old and it's still springing back on me really well. And honestly, forget about the midsole foam. Look how broad, stiff, and thick the shank of the LAVs is. This has got to be the most supportive internal shank that I've seen on a shoe I've tested this year. And that shank isn't just a window dressing. I got 26 centimeters on the serve test. And that's after playing with those shoes for 2 months. Now, the outsole is my least favorite part of this shoe. It's a hybrid herringbone with diamond pieces in the forefoot, midfoot, and rear foot of the shoe. Now, this is gonna be really good for gripping and sliding on a hard court with these differing patterns. However, if you're gonna play on clay in these shoes, it better be really well maintained or you'll probably get some slippage. Now, the New Balance Fresh Foam LAVs do have an in-flared last, which I personally wouldn't like if they only came in one width. However, they come in multiple widths, just like most other shoes New Balance makes. So with those widths, they will pretty much fit every foot type, including a high arched wide foot, that's mine, or a flat narrow foot. So just about every foot type will fit in this shoe. Now, the biggest compliment I can give these shoes after playing in them is, I don't notice them when I'm on the court. So the reason I say that is there's no break-in time of these shoes. They come in multiple widths and the length is true for all of them. So there's no extra material in these shoes. Next is the shank and the midsole work so well together, with the Fresh Foam midsole being a little less dense but more springy and the shank being a little thicker and more stiff. There's just no question that these shoes are going to get you from point A to point B. And even after 2 months of me using these on asphalt and concrete during lockdown when I was just hitting against the wall by myself, when I came back and tested these against all new models, they still held up during the suicide test against brand new shoes. So the first time I suicide tested these shoes, I had already tested 4 other pairs that day, so my legs may have been a little tired. I went back and retested them and got 15.60 seconds, which was not all that far off from the ASICS Gel Resolution 8, and actually beat a brand new pair of Nike Vapor Cage 4s. As a foot doctor, the attention to detail of this shoe I find really incredible, even with something as small as the removable insole. When we cut this open, you can see just how thick and dense the foam is, even in the removable insole. Now, during the durability test with the Dremel 10 seconds highest grit sandpaper, the outsole performed great, only 1 millimeter of damage, which was just as good as every other durability focused outsole we've seen this year. The durability test on the upper, also 1 millimeter of damage. The only caveat to that is that reinforced rubber on the upper is a little bit thinner in some areas than others, so that may decrease the durability on it relatively in some areas of the shoe. Now these shoes do weigh 15.4 ounces. However, with the hybrid heel counter and that shank, they give you so much back in terms of energy return that you really don't feel that weight, and they perform much speedier than most shoes that weigh much less than they do. Now, I think one of the most incredible things about these shoes is the price. Right now, most colorways are going for under $100, which is just incredible for a shoe with this kind of engineering and performance. So if you're looking for a shoe that's unobtrusive, comfortable out of the box, and durable for hard courts as well as well-maintained clay, you really can't sleep on the New Balance Fresh Foam LAV. And I would know because I actually bought these shoes to play in for about 2 months before I started this YouTube channel. So until the next shoe, hope everyone has a great day, great night, wherever you're tuning in from. I'll see you next time. The New Balance Fresh Foam LAV, the New Balance Fresh Foam, oh my God.